And then I'm down 30 pounds from my highest weigh-in. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is not dealing with the constant feeling of uncomfortable, bloating, just stomach pain. Sleep has definitely improved. I'm just so much happier. I can't tell you what the difference I feel. And the biggest thing I think is just feeling more like myself again and feeling that radiance that I had before. And I can't tell you how fabulous it's been. An amazing journey, and starting to gain that confidence back. It's just had this whole ripple effect in my life. I was able to transition from my office job, and now I have my dream job. I work remote from home, so I'm more available for my kids. I have more flexibility. I get to go walk in the sunshine for my lunch break. These opportunities came about. I feel like I almost manifested them because I was happier with myself. These things just started happening.
I'm Kitty Bloomfield, co-founder of New Strength and Saturée, creator of pro-metabolic food supplements and seriously saturated skincare. And today I'm joined by one of our amazing clients, Katrina. She is 39. She has 3 kids. She also works. She has a husband. She lives in California, not near Cape Deering, as we've just discussed. Because I'm like,
Yes.
everyone who says, oh, they live in California, I'm like, oh, do you live near Cape Deering? Not realizing, remembering that it is this huge state like Queensland. Oh, so welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Kitty. This is a real honor. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you. So tell the listeners a little bit more about like your backstory and, you know, what you were doing, what you were experiencing prior to the program, why you actually joined.
Sure, sure. So I grew up, and I never was a big dieter. I grew up as a dancer. I studied dance, all the way up through college. And
Mm.
so I would be dancing, 15, 20 hours a week. I never had to worry about gaining weight until after college. And then I'm like, oh, it's a bit trickier than I realized. So I definitely subscribed to the whole, eat more greens and lean protein, as we're taught, growing up, eat your veggies, all
Mm.
that. And I yo-yoed a bit, but it wasn't really until I had kids that I really struggled and gained some weight, especially after my third pregnancy. I She was my most difficult pregnancy. She was sitting in a weird place, so I couldn't even walk comfortably, let alone dance and do things that I wanted to do to stay active. So I really gained a lot of weight with that pregnancy. And I had found your podcast during COVID, actually, in 2020, and started putting a lot of the diet recommendations in place, cutting out PUFAs and things like that, which really helped. It all just made so much sense to me.
Mm.
And but that was in between my second and third pregnancy. So once I had my third child, my daughter,
Mm.
um, I decided, okay, I want to go full in, all in. I talked to you, decided to pull the trigger, and here we are.
Hey, so how long have you been in
Yeah,
the program?
yeah. So I just started my third round with Mel. So I started June of 2023.
Mm.
And now here we are. This is early March when we're recording. So it's been not quite a year, but I'm just so much happier. I can't tell you what the difference I feel. And the biggest thing I think is just feeling more like myself again and feeling that radiance that I had before. And I can't tell you how fabulous it's been. An amazing journey. And I think the most exciting thing is that it's a journey that now I know I'm on and that will continue. It's not just like a one and done, okay, I do this coaching and I reach this goal or this number. It's not about that at all. It's just really a whole mindset shift and a new way of life. I never want to go back.
Oh, I feel your sister. I love it. That's so good.
Yeah.
Well, can you talk about then specifically, what are the results that you've seen since being in the program?
Yeah. Yeah. So Mel just gave me my stats. So I'm down 16.1% body fat. That point one is very important. Not just 16.1. Um, I've lost 26.5 inches all around, which is huge. I can't believe the difference when I look back at my beginning photos. I mean, that's really what has blown me away. My clothes fit again. They're loose on me. Um, and then I'm down 30 pounds from my highest weigh-in since last June. 30 pounds. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's been incredible. I feel like I can move more easily. I love being stronger, and I was never that person who thought I would be interested in weight training. Like I said, I was a dancer. I was like into the cardio and just moving my body that way. And of course, that's very healthy and maintaining flexibility and those type of things. But um, adding that weight training in is just has been such a game changer for me, especially with 3 kids. Like, I can lift them. My boys are huge, but I can lift them, and so I can put them. I can throw them around and wrestle, and I just love feeling strong and continuing to feel stronger.
Mm, so good. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. And what
Uh,
about in terms of sleep, digestion, mood, energy, any cycle stuff? Have you seen any improvements
yeah.
there?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, before I started the program, I ever since I can remember, I was a person who had stomach issues. Like, I just always thought, well, that's my thing in life that I have to deal with. Some people get headaches, some people, deal with migraines, whatever. My thing was stomach. I just pretty much would always get stomach aches after I eat, and the bloating and the feeling uncomfortable would just get worse as I would progress throughout the day. Um, and it wasn't until I found your podcast and started implementing, some of those guidelines that, wow, this is making a difference. I'm not bloaty. I don't feel horrible every time after I eat. I now know that if I eat vegetables, they need to be cooked. That's huge for me. I mean, my snack at work, I remember, would just be a handful of almonds. And now I'm like, why was I doing? I would like count them out. Like, you get 20. And that's your snack allotment for the morning, when you're trying to count calories and whatnot. But um, so that's been the biggest thing for me, is not dealing with the constant feeling of uncomfortable, bloating, um, just stomach pain.
Mm,
So sleep has definitely improved. I still sometimes wake up, once in the night, but I know how to get back to sleep. And I know, oh, maybe I didn't quite eat enough at my bedtime snack. Um, and I mean, mood, just level of energy is so much better, especially, like I said, I have to run around my 3 kids. They're 5 and under. So I've got to have a lot of energy to deal with them.
mm,
And that's been wonderful. Um, I think tracking steps too. I never realized, I had an office job for years. I'm in education, but working in an office, and I never realized, like, I was sitting on my butt all day. It's so bad. It's so
mm.
bad. And now just having to track, it's become such a habit. I make myself get up. Um, I I walk as much as I can. I get out in the sunshine, and I'm just so much happier for it. I'm so much happier. I think the biggest it's been a huge mindset shift, but also I feel like there's been this wonderful ripple effect
Mm,
that I didn't expect. Like, I knew, okay, coaching, I'm going to get healthy, right? I'm going to get my food in order. I'm going to get my exercise, learn how to weight train, all of these things. But working with Mel and starting to gain that confidence back, it's just had this whole ripple effect in my life. I was able to transition from my office job, and now I have my dream job. I work remote from home, so I'm more available for my kids. I have more flexibility. I get to go walk in the sunshine for my lunch break. Um, and it's like these opportunities came about. I feel like I almost manifested them because I was happier with myself. These things just started happening. I also met this wonderful friend a few months ago who loves dance as much as I do. And where I live, I hadn't been able to find an adult dance class. So I'd been thinking in the back of my mind, oh, maybe I'll start something. And I met this friend. Again, I feel like I manifested her, but I met her, and she and I have started our own dance program. So as of January, we co-teach like a dance fitness class, and I'm up there, in just a sports bra and and um, and leggings, and I don't think I would have felt confident to be able to do that a few months ago. And that's been so huge for my mental health. So again, it's just been this ripple effect of wonderful things that are coming to me. And I feel like it just started with taking that chance on myself and focusing on myself. And now here I am. I am so excited for what's next. I feel like more good things are coming.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And how has the food fit in with the rest of the family?
Yeah. So that's a great question. It was tricky at first. My
Mm.
husband and I like to cook together. That's something we enjoy. Um, but he's pretty simple too. I mean, generally, the meat and potatoes type of guy anyway. So that's been fine. I started off doing a lot of prep at the beginning of the week. And again, this is when I was working at the office job. So now working at home, I have a little more time throughout the day to just quickly prep something or have like the basics in place. Um, the kids love the things I make because, again, they're simple and tasty. I eat pretty much the same thing every day. I know I've heard you talk a lot about that on the podcast, but it's like, yeah, you prep something and that's for dinner all week. And I'm fine with that. I seriously I've had the same breakfast every day for months and months now.
Well,
I
when
have my
you're onto
2
something
eggs
that
and
you
my
like,
sourdough toast, yeah,
yeah.
and my orange juice, and I'm happy. Um, so yeah, it's, and still obviously with little ones, they're picky and sometimes I, have to make the chicken nuggets and the goldfish for them, and that's fine. But that's something I didn't realize until 'cause I had never tracked my food before really. I
Mm,
didn't realize how mindlessly I would just throw back a couple crackers or finish some mac and cheese or goldfish that the kids were eating, and all of those little handfuls of this and that throughout the day would add up
mm,
calorie wise. So just being mindful of what I'm actually putting in my body, that's been a shift. And again, it's something I don't think I could go back to just mindlessly throwing things here and there. And you don't want to waste food, as a parent.
mm,
Your kids have plates of things that they're not going to fully finish, um but they do enjoy a lot of the meals that I make.
mm,
Absolutely. So that's been nice. And the recipes are so easy to follow. I just love the simplicity and just knowing I'm putting real food in my body. I just totally cut out anything processed. And I think that's the biggest difference that it's made, especially with like the stomach pains and the bloating. It's
mm,
cutting all that crap out has been huge.
mm. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And how many calories are you eating now?
Right now I'm at just under 1800. So I'm still in a fat loss phase. And I mean, I'm not sure I necessarily want to lose that much more weight. I don't want to get too tiny, but we're working on some, recomposition right now and switching up my exercises. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll have to shift that soon, I imagine. So I don't get too small. But I don't want my booty to totally disappear.
No, that's right. Got to keep that booty. And
Yes.
what did you find the most challenging about the program?
Good question. Honestly, I think just the getting started was the hardest part. Just knowing that it would take consistency over a long time to see
Mm,
results
mm,
because we're so used to, and I know you talk about this on the podcast a lot, we're so used to those, 12-week challenges and you're going to lose 20 pounds. And,
mm,
um, that's something like my mom has struggled with a lot. She'll try this diet and that diet. And if she doesn't see anything happen within 2 to 3 weeks, she gives up. And so just trusting, I mean, I think coming in with that background of knowing the food choices made a difference for me in the way I felt and not
mm,
necessarily the difference on the scale, but just the way I felt. That was enough for me to hold on to and just trust that it was going to work.
mm,
And in the beginning, when you have more to lose, it does happen more quickly. Now it's obviously a little more slow progress for me, but I'm okay with that. If there's a week that I'm stressed and I'm not eating as consistently or, forgetting a meal here or there, which sometimes happens with work stress. And I see that scale drop or something, I'm almost like, oh, that went too fast. I know. I hope I go back up. It's almost like just tracking, you kind of know what to expect with your body, especially with your cycle throughout the month and those patterns you start to see. So I think at the beginning, that was just the biggest challenge, knowing that it was going to take some time
Mm,
because you want those changes right away, but you also have to realize you're investing in a lifelong approach that is going to be, which is, I think, the greatest investment you can make for your health. I just love knowing that I'm strong and healthy, and will be that good example for my kids and showing them how to take care of their bodies. You
yeah,
know,
so good. And what have you enjoyed most about the program?
I mean, getting to know Mel has been amazing. She's such a fantastic person and so inspirational. Getting to know Mel and having that accountability piece, just feeling like there's always this friend in your corner who completely understands the challenges that are coming up and can help you move through those and push past those, mental roadblocks or any little things that come up health wise, like, oh, this has kind of been weird lately. I mean, she always would have a suggestion
Mm,
for how to alleviate, symptoms or weird things that were shifting for me. That's just been so fantastic again to feel like that person is just your biggest cheerleader
mm,
and just a wealth of knowledge to rely on and to fall back on.
mm. I love it.
Yeah.
And do you think you would have got the results you did without the coaching?
I don't think so. You like to think, oh, I've listened to the podcast, I understand the basics. And sure, that's all well and good. But I think having that personalized approach where someone's, looking at your body, your stats, your nutrition, your unique profile, and then working together with you to get past all of those challenges as they're coming up, week by week, month by month. That's really, I think, what I needed is to have that, again, that person in my corner, but also the accountability. It's like
Mm.
I have to enter my stuff in that check-in every week. So it's like, not
I love it. I know.
mess it up.
Mel's
I don't
gonna.
wanna disappoint Mel. So like the rule follower, I was always like the straight A student, like never get in trouble person. So I'm like, I have to enter everything right. I have to make sure Mel's not disappointed in me.
She
I
would
know
never
that's what
be.
worked for
She would
me.
never be disappointed in you. I know, Mel, but I know what you mean. The accountability is so helpful. I think just
Yeah,
to sort of that external accountability for a long enough period of time, so that all the things that you're learning
mhm,
become internal habits, and you just don't need that accountability anymore. So it makes total sense.
exactly,
And
exactly. And then I think eventually it becomes, well, I don't want to disappoint myself either,
yeah,
and that mindset shift has been huge.
yeah. And finally, what advice would you give to a woman who is sitting on the fence about joining the coaching program?
Well, I said earlier, it's the best investment you can make for yourself, for your health. It's so much bigger than just, losing some weight or getting your nutrition in order. It's overall health. It's
Mm,
mental health. It's emotional health. The strength that I feel now and the happiness that I feel about myself.
mm,
Sure, there's the external changes, but I feel like I'm embodying my femininity more. There's so much I've learned throughout this process. It's it's really life-changing. It really, really is. And I think without the coaching, it's too easy to just brush it aside and think you know what you're doing.
mm,
But having that extra person who's going to push you and challenge you to and pull out the best for you,
mm.
that's what really makes the difference. So it's completely worth it. Yeah. Like I
Awesome.
said, I'm never going back.
I know you just can't, can you?
No,
Between all the
absolutely
yummy
not.
food and doing all the strength
No.
training. I know. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on and
Yeah.
sharing all of that with me and with women. And if you're a woman and you're listening to this and you've been thinking about joining the coaching program, if you'd like to find out more, see if you're a good fit, There's pop a link in the show notes below. You can book in a free call with one of the team and have a chat. And thank you so much, Katrina. I'm excited to see where you run in another 6 to 12 months.
Oh, thank you, Kitty. Thank you so much. And I'll let you know if we have a virtual dance class. You can come join.
I would love that. Thanks so much.
Thank you.